Less than 321, a new member to the Boy Green Coffee Club, is sending this one in. Jerricho, you were on the first Jets team I fell in love with, fan since the early 2000s. What is your most memorable or your favorite catch of your Jets career?
Oh man. I think just you always go back to the Cleveland game, the one where I got injured before the catch.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one that just constantly comes to mind because
November 2010. Yes, Jets
yeah,
Browns.
it just demonstrated the way that I wanted to play the game. Leave it all out there. Just scratch and claw. For everything that was out there for me. And so I think that was indicative of my mindset. That play right there.
Well, let me ask you, because for people that may or may not have forgotten that play, so you know, you appear to be injured. You're sort of limping, right? It's like you appear to be hurt, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the ball comes up, and you go Superman. You just kind of and get it in, and we were like in disbelief. How did this guy who's injured and hobbling on the field all of a sudden out of nowhere just pull out like a Madden move? And I'm like, where did this come from Jacob? So what injury? I don't know if you remember what exactly were you dealing with? What were you going through? And then to be able to say, yeah, let me put that aside. I got a job to do here on the gridiron.
Well, yeah, I released off the line and, just my hand warmer. My hand warmer, I always wore it, for the most part behind me. And so the DB just tugged on it. And as soon as he tugged on it, boom, I felt my groin pop. It just, just wasn't good at that point. And so I'm limping there. And Sanchez scrambles out and he throws it my way. And I think, at that point in time, it's just you see the ball, and nothing else matters at that point. And so, just came alive at that moment and made a catch, So the juices were still going after that. I was trying to line back up, but Brandon Moore said, get down, get down. But
God.
that was a moment you got to come alive for.
Yeah, I love it. Also, again, so that would have been my number one. I'm not Jerricho Cotchery, but if someone would ask me what's your favorite Jerricho Cotchery catch, that would be up there. And so many countless ones from so many Jets Patriot games over the years, whether it's the playoff game in 2011 and you were able to, what's that, a 58-yarder where you move and groove and you're like, move out of the way, baby. Some people would have went out of bounds, not Jerricho Cotchery, baby. And oh God, that one gets